Let's go ahead and get it to this. Internet wins again. Hey, worked on the first time. Internet wins again, where we talk about the hottest internet topics and things that are going on across Twitter and Instagram, social media, all in general.
Today.
So go ahead.
We getting into Caresha, please, which is her podcast. And today she was interviewing Saweetie. And I would have to say, Caresha, I like her setup. Mm-hmm. And I like how she ain't afraid to ask the questions. Like, I really appreciate that because she gonna keep it real.
I think when she gets in her groove, like she hasn't caught her interview groove yet, but it's still dope content. I love the idea. You know, you can tell that when people be drinking a little bit, that they get a little bit looser as the podcast goes on.
She don't care. When she said, so how did you feel when he took your car back? I was screaming. I was like, for real?
Yeah.
It really gives Caresha, please.
Exactly. So hold on. Let me. Well, I don't got that clip, but the clip that's been going around is the Quavo clip. So we gonna listen. We gonna listen to that really quick, and we gonna see what she had to say.
Did Quavo ever cheat on you?
Huh?
Did Quavo ever cheat on you?
You know, I think the past is just the past, and I moved on since then.
Did you think our relationship was toxic?
I think we had a lot of growing pains together.
I feel like when I looked at y'all, I just loved y'all together. Like y'all chemistry. Y'all was so cute.
Girl.
I loved them. Y'all had just spent Valentine's Day together. So cute. Your birthday party.
No, I thought we was gonna spend, the rest of our lives together.
You know, you think that with every nigga. Like you get a nigga, y'all be in love, and it's like
with him, I just knew it was the one. It was different.
So what was the end? Why y'all envy y'all relationship?
Just differences.
Why you?
I feel like
hold on.
She kept it real cute.
Before I tell this to anybody, it's so hilarious. When you ask somebody and they say, "Huh,"
that was the answer.
That's the answer.
Did he ever cheat on you? Huh?
That means yes. Because when you say "huh," you were trying to
heard it,
trying to get more time to answer correctly. So he did cheat.
We know that.
Okay, we already knew that. And yeah, she tried to keep them answers real cute.
She kept it cute. I think too, if you watch the rest of the interview, she definitely, I feel like what I respect is you could definitely tell she's taking the time to focus on her, which we say people need to do after relationships.
For sure.
She's definitely more on an introspective tip, more so on a is me season tip.
Yeah.
And not on a me season tip of I'm just finna be out here wilding. Like she said, I kind of been in the background. I kind of been low key because I'm working on me. And I respect that.
What I found interesting about that clip, and I want to ask you this question, is the relationship goals, right? So, we do this a lot, right? So when she asked what happened, and she kind of evaded the question, then the first thing she went to was, well, y'all look cute together. I really liked how y'all looked. I really liked looked like y'all had good chemistry. Y'all had good energy. But then we saw the elevator clip.
Come on now.
So it's like,
and if y'all don't know, the elevator clips, they was fighting over a bag, and
it was
it was giving toxic.
It was well, and then she asked her that, was it toxic? She said we were going through a growing pain. And you know what? There is a difference.
Yeah.
There is a difference. So I wasn't in their relationship, but I want just to make this a point that just because you look cute or you look good together does not mean that you should be together.
We said that on the I want to say either the Keeping It Real clip where we talked about people be more concerned, or a lot of women be more concerned about what it looks like you got going on versus what it actually is. And even in the interview, she said that I thought he was the one I could see 10 years down the line. To me, that's just another form of dating potential, because you're dating the potential of what you think it can be in the future. Like, what about what's going on right now, though?
Yeah.
You looking at the kids that we could build this, we could have that.
Well, and then she kind of contradicted herself after that, because she said, I just loved him. And if he even was, I think she said a bus driver or something, she said.
A mail carrier, she still would have loved him.
Yeah, I still would have loved him. But then she said, I got used to the luxury. because when she asked him about how did she feel about when he took the car away, and she said, "Oh, girl, I had to go get it." And then what she say, a rose?
Yeah,
a rose. What she said, because I got too used to the luxury. So,
well, I mean, I think I took that as like, if like for me right now, I had a Honda Civic. Now that I got a Lexus, I don't think I'm gonna go back.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, but don't make it seem like that the money was not a factor in your guys' courting and your relationship. That was part of who he was, because that's who when you look at Quavo, what is he's always,
And Migos in general, like they walking around with like
flaunting
bags
it.
of hella
Yeah,
money.
so that's part of who he is. So for you to say, and I get that you said that you loved him as a person, but how you were introduced to him was with the flash and the money and the stuff like that. So, but I agree with you that she has that, her introspectiveness, and it seemed like that she's at a place where she's growing more wise.
Yeah.
And I can tell that a lot of her answers were very calculated, and she made sure that she was protecting the people that she was asking questions about. That is a perfect example of being media trained.
I think so.
And I don't even know if she's media trained. I just think she's intelligent enough to not fall into those traps.
I think so too. And I think a lot of times, if you're in a place of being introspective, how I talked about my breakup when me and my husband was broken, how I talked about it before I had actually healed was much different.
Right.
Because I feel like afterwards, when you've actually took accountability for your part, for the things that you did, the things that you overlooked or whatever, I think you kind of, the way you approach the conversation around it is a little bit different.
It's a different perspective.
Definitely.
Yeah, because when you're in it, you're speaking from a place of hurt. When you're looking back on it, then you're like, okay, I could have done these things better. I thought he was the one, but maybe he wasn't. And, you can tell that she still got some feelings for him.
I think she too, like she mentioned a lot of times, like she's never really been single. Like she's always been dating. And I think sometimes for people when they're in relationships, if you've always been in a relationship, even if you do love the person that you with and you see a future with them, I feel like a lot of times you overlook things because you don't want to be by yourself. Yeah, you see the future, but you ignoring these red flags because you're not used to being alone. So I think this is her first time, like she said, actually sitting with herself.
Yeah, that's true. And I think when you date, is just like when you drive a car. You're not supposed to look 20 feet down the road. You need to look at the road that's in front of you. So when you're looking at 10 years down the road, I mean, you should glance at a time and see this person has a potential to be that. But when you're so focused on the future and you're not seeing what's going on now, you can lose, you can kind of lose sight of perception.
Because you're looking at the fairy tale, the goal.
Yeah.
You're not looking at the right now, like, the goal, I still want to get there. So if I leave this, you know what I mean? If I pay attention to these red flags, I ain't going to get there.
Exactly.
So, yeah, no.
Okay. I'm going to pull up this clip with them talking about shutting down during dating. Talked a lot about relationships, but I liked it. It was dope.
So how do you feel when they say like women emotionally check out emotionally before they do like physically? Do you believe in that? Like, do you check out in your head before you show it? Like,
Yeah, I think I do check out emotionally because I be trying to hold on as long as I could. And then after I just check out, I be like, what a nigga's at?
I know, like for me, I know when it's done, I start looking at how a nigga eat, how he walk. I'm like, I hate the way he walk. I hate the way he eat. I'm like, ugh, like, and it's like, it's so bad to the point I'm aggravated. It's like, I don't want you next to me.
Have you ever like peeped what he was really doing and just kept it to yourself? And then that's what makes you aggravated? Because that's how I feel. Like, I'll find out something, keep it to myself, make sure I get a little bit more evidence, but then he just becomes hella annoying to me.
Yeah, I feel like it done been plenty of times where I know what's going on, but I don't say that because I'm like, so how do you feel when they say like women?
Okay.
I don't see the point in that.
And the point of what?
The point in holding on to information, all of that. I just, maybe because I'm older now, if I get a piece of information, like I don't need like, bruh.
No, he good. He good. Go ahead. You said that you don't see the.
I just don't see the point in doing that. Like, it's not healthy. And I feel like when you get to that point of gathering information, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that happens before that, before you get to that point. So I'm the type of person, like, before I get to that point, I've already started doing what I feel like I need to do. either we're going to address the root of the problem or what's not working. But I don't like when you get to that gathering information point, it was a whole lot of other shit that happened before that.
Yeah, I can't speak on that as a woman. As a human, I can understand that. Only time I can see that would be plausible is if the information you have was not conclusive.
Yeah.
If it looked away, but it may have not been away, and you like, okay, I need to kind of see what this was about.
But even in that, I'm addressing it.
Well,
you said I'm saying I'm addressing it with the person.
If they think that the person that they're going to address it with is going to lie, then they feel like, to me,
that's again, that's a red flag right
I
there.
know,
Like, you don't trust this person.
All I'm doing is I'm just explaining. I'm not saying I agree.
No, I get what you're saying.
I'm just saying I can see why. I can see where that thinking leads to. If I ask this nigga, he ain't gonna tell me the truth. So I'm gonna find the truth out on my own. But to me, if you, like you said, if you already going down that road,
if you already looking for something either already happened, or there's a reason for you to not trust.
You have to trust your intuition and your gut. If your gut telling you that something ain't right, and you find some information that kind of says something ain't right, then to me, if you not married or if you're not in a situation where, you are in a committed relationship. Which I guess they were, Quavo and her. I don't know.
They was together.
I don't know.
But my thing is, I do believe that women are kind of programmed to not trust their intuition. Like, men don't want us to trust our intuition because a lot of times it be right. So I feel like a lot of times, like, we're either told we're tripping or we're, overthinking things. Like, we're always kind of like made to be, for lack of a better word, crazy.
It's gaslighting.
Basically, yeah. Basically like gas. And I feel like so many women have been through situations like that to where you really have to rebuild trust with yourself, because it's not just a man breaking your trust. It's you breaking your trust with yourself. Like, a lot of women have to rebuild trust within themselves because they allowed a man to break that down.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that's a good point. I will say, though, but shutting down emotionally does not do anything for anybody.
But I think once a woman gets to that point, it's like what she said. She said, because I hold on for as long as I can. You should have been left. That's why you're to the point of shutting down emotionally.
But that's what I'm saying. If you are emotionally shut down in a relationship, why are you still in the relationship?
You should have been gone.
And they said that they emotionally shut down before they physically shut down. So it's like it's kind of like The Walking Dead. You there, but you're not there. So it's like, it doesn't do you a service. And it doesn't do the service of the person that you're with, especially if you haven't addressed it, because it could be something that could be fixed, or it can't be fixed. Either way, you need to make a decision.
I think a lot of times with women, especially kind of like where that conversation was going, it's lack of trust. There's really honestly, a lot of times it's not. You ain't coming back from that.
As I've gotten older, once trust is broken, trust can be rebuilt.
It can,
but typically, when trust is broken, respect is lost, and it is very difficult to get back from that.
Absolutely.
So, and again, I don't want to make it seem like that they're saying that's what you should do. I think they're just being transparent, saying that's what I do, and I need to do different.
Right.
Because I think that's what she said after that, was that I need to, have a little bit of better. But I just want to make this point too. These are successful women that are dating elite men that are having the same issues that everybody else is.
Are they really elite? I think, again, I've said this many times.
Well, hold on.
Just because you got money.
When I say elite, I'm not saying elite character-wise. I'm saying elite as far as status.
If you don't have character, you ain't elite to me. And I said that.
No, yeah.
What was the saying? High value? You're not high value if you don't have high value character.
Correct. But society deems them to be high. So when I'm saying that, I'm saying the men that you are saying that you want, these are women that have access to those men that are having the same issues. So you need to be, character needs to be higher on the list.
You need to really prioritize character, because there's so many men that look good on paper.
Yeah.
That just ain't got the character to back it up.
Well, we're going to say people. There's a lot of people that look good on paper. But yeah, for the context of this conversation, yes, there are a lot of men that do a real good job of being a mannequin. They look real good. They got the clothes on, right? They got everything looks good, but there's no substance.
Yep. And I think a lot of times the problem with that with men and women is when you have those things, you got the outer, you got the, the job, the this, the that, everything that makes you look good on paper. I feel like they don't feel like they got to have good character or work on themselves. Like, I think they kind of blind to some of their shortcomings because, okay, but I got A, B, and C. Okay, but yeah, that don't mean I have to put up with.
Well, yeah, and you typically have yes people around you
that
don't make you be a better person.
Mm-hmm. They're not gonna call
because
you
they
on
only
it.
want access to your resources and not they don't care if you yell at them or verbally abuse it because it's like, well, if I don't, then I'm gonna have to go back to the way I used to live. You know what I mean? Like, I want still access to that. So
they want to keep co-signing you so that when it comes to them
when they need
something,
something, that they'll be able to have access to it. Absolutely.